Hi there, it's Robots, and I have something different for you today. Well, most people know this channel for either the Manga Halls or the Shenanigans podcast. Today, I thought I'd dip my foot into more manga collection, tubing, stuff other than just the hauls and collection videos. So, today I want to talk a bit about my thoughts and I think some general thoughts about the return of Tokyopop to the English publishing world as they've recently started publishing again. I know there's a lot of, I want to say, hesitancy when they announced the return, for good reason. For those who don't know about Tokyopop, though I assume most collectors who have collected any English manga would know about this company. They're credited a lot with the downfall of the first sort of golden age of manga due to oversaturating the market and also some questionable practices when it came to publishing actual Western artist creations, and when they went under, of course, withholding the returning of the rights to those IPs so the original artists could not use them or continue them with other companies. There's a lot of drama there, lots of bad thoughts. I don't want to make this a history video because there's you can search up almost everything about Tokyopop from like the early mid 2000s to late 2000s when it went on. So I'm gonna just kind of skip a bit through that. But yeah, they're one of the old sort of vanguard of manga companies along with Yen Press and Viz. But they were one of the first, or they were sort of the biggest to go under during that time. There are other companies like Broccoli Books and Del Rey who also went under, but Tokyopop was the one that was really the biggest went under. And from what I understand, they've stayed active in the German manga publishing side of things, so they haven't been completely gone, but some people want them gone, and I can understand. There's, again, all that drama with the publishing rights. It's really questionable. I don't want to make this a witch hunt video though, so again, if you want to know more about that stuff, you can search it up online. There's plenty of articles, plenty of dialogue about the things Tokyopop has done that have left quite a blight on their public image. And I want to more talk about some thoughts for their return. And to do that, I did buy the first volume of one of their new series, Konohana Kiten, just, so I could check out the quality and kind of compare it, talk about it a bit, compare it to some of the other releases, and, the thing that surprised me the most, I guess, is the quality is almost the exact same as the old releases. Like, this does not feel very much different at all from an Elemental Jalad release, and this was like from 2007 or something. It's been a long time. Oh, this was 2010. So yeah, this one was the last Elemental Jalad release before Tokyopop went under. So in 2010 they went under. But yeah, it's not really much better quality. The design's almost the same. They still keep their little Tokyopop here on the side. They've started doing different colors. Oh, let me just... Yeah, so the Tokyopop here is the same. I need to actually watch where I'm putting these. I'm being bad. Here, they've actually used a color other than red, which they never did before, and they've gotten rid of this stupid little bomb, which I'm glad this bomb is gone. This is a bit bigger, but I guess there isn't much on this spine otherwise. But I like that they're doing different colors with it. That's nicer. Yeah, I don't see much difference in paper quality or even cover quality, which, I mean, if they've been continuing releasing in Germany, it's probably the same printing presses, honestly. Like, who even knows? But maybe the quality of the ink's gone up a bit. Some of the old stuff, it might be the series though, so it's hard for me to tell just because series have changed. But it really doesn't feel much different from the old one. One of the differences though is the price. much. Let me find the price here. Well, it's US 13. It was about 15.85 Canadian. And something I noticed is they don't print the Canadian price on the back anymore. If I bring this up, it just says the US price, which is weird. The old ones used to have the Canadian price as well, so that's awkward. It's $3 more in the US, and it's only about $1.85 more in Canada, so that's surprising. Though at the time, it's actually like $5 more in Canada, because at the time these were coming out was when the Canadian dollar was on par with the American, so we're actually just buying at the American price. So uh, the price differentials actually changed a lot more than it would look, but yeah, the price increase isn't too steep. It's pretty average. Again, this was about 15.85 Canadian, so it's about like 50 cents more than a 7 Seas release. So it's pretty average on price, so that's not bad. But yeah, they're okay volumes. There's nothing bad about it. Like, they're serviceable. They're perfectly fine to buy. It is a gloss, not a matte. And I did notice with a lot of the new releases, they were sticking to more niche genres. Like this is... Ooh, there's something stuck on here. I just noticed. Ooh, I have to check what that is. But this is more like Yuri. It says fantasy, but this is kind of along the lines of Shoujo Yuri fantasy thing. And I saw a few yaoi series as well. So they're trying to get more into a niche market, which I guess makes it easier to get back into the industry. I'm a little worried that they haven't changed much. Like, there's so little change to these volumes, and I've barely heard anything change about the organization. I'm really worried they're going to fall into the same pitfalls they did last time. You know, like, you kind of would hope they would have done, like, some makeover, something different, try to distance themselves from the past, but they aren't. And that almost makes me worried they think that people are just going to forget. And they can just kind of brush over. So that's one of my main worries with how they're feeling. I think a lot of people are also worried about that, and I think the best way Tokyopop could kind of show good faith for the community would, if they do have any of those rights left from any of those creators who never got them back, they should publicly return them to their creators. I think that would go a long way in helping restore some faith in this company. Of course, putting out quality goods consistently would be another thing, but you want them to do right by the people who are not only buying the manga but also making it. Because if they're not treating their English authors properly, you kind of question how can they be treating the Japanese authors properly as well. Like, where's the money going type thing. How well are they looking into actually supporting their industry. So I think that would be a good step for them to take if there's any left again. I think another thing, any of their major series that were really popular, like I had Plus Anima out earlier, I would love for them to do some like reprints if they saw the rights to these. I don't know how much they, like how many rights they own to some of their older series, but anything like Plus Anima where they put out all 10 volumes, but the 10th volume is like $100 because it's just so hard to get because it came out right before they went under. It's the main reason I haven't bought this is just that last volume's price, and like a reprint for Plus Anima would be fantastic. Again, the question is how many rights do they still hold on to? I know they lost a lot, and they were just never picked up again to be reprinted, but you can have, like, I assume they held on to some when they moved over into, or back to just publishing in Germany, so they might be able to return those sort of English rights back if they have them still, and like finish putting out some of these series. Like Elemental Gelad, there's 18 volumes in the series, but they only ever released the first 12. I don't think they still have the rights to this one because I have seen it published digitally, the last final volumes. It'd be nice if they do to put out the last 6, maybe a box set. Clearly, it's kind of hard. Different series lose interest over time. It's hard to bring back old stuff people might not want anymore, but I know Elemental Gelad was pretty niche. I very much doubt they'll ever get a reprint Oh wait, there's one other thing they changed, which I am so thankful for. They don't have these stupid leading the manga revolution things on the back anymore. These, it's so self-centered, it's so stuck up. They at least learned one thing when they came back. They're not leading anything in the quote-unquote manga revolution. They're catching up after fumbling horribly and almost going completely under. So I'm glad they removed those because I hated those so much, and it gave me such a negative opinion on the company that when they went under, there was a bit of like, ha, yeah, serves them right kind of there. So it's a bit nicer to see them being a bit more humble. They're at least distancing themselves a tiny bit, so there's some hope. But yeah, yeah, things I'd like to see. Some of their old series, if they have any of the rights, still finish them, put them back out there. Whether it be finishing one they might sell the rights to but never finished, or reprinting one that was super popular. I know they obviously can't for most. Elemental Gelad probably has no hope of ever coming back. But I think something like Plus Anima, if they did sell the rights, this could still sell really well even in this day and age. I'm sure people would love to get a chance to actually complete the collection of this manga without paying like $100 for the final volume Canadian. There's a few other things. There's like, they definitely probably saw the rights to this. This volume's free being up because my friend actually gave it to me. They found their collection under their bed. They put out the first 3 volumes of Gothic Sports. I was talking about Western Fairs. This is by Annika Hag, who's actually German. And all 5 volumes came out in Germany, only 3 in English. I'm pretty sure they still have the rights to this. If they like put out the last 2 or finished it, that would be pretty neat because, you know, it showed they're still trying to support some of the authors that they do have the rights to and try to finish some of their series, though I very much doubt it because, like, this is super unknown. A lot of people in the community have become very toxic against Western creations. I think partially in part due to Tokyopop's fumbling with all the rights. A lot of people, I think, blame that for Tokyopop going under as well, which the blame should be on the company, not on the authors, but I think some of that got mixed around at times. But yeah, something like that would be cool. Either return the rights, of course, Annika, I'm sorry, I don't know how it's pronounced, got away much better off than others due to the fact that she is from Germany, so I do again believe all 5 volumes were released in Germany. So the full series did come out and they didn't have to just leave it completely unfinished. And then the last thing I'd like to see, or my last hope I guess with Tokyopop for what they do, is I want them to print more manhwa. One of the best things about Tokyopop when they were coming out, or back in the day, was they were very willing to find manhwa and print it, which is something you don't see very often in the manga community. The only manhwa I can think of off the top of my head that's currently in print is Ghost, or is it Witchbusters? The 2-in-1 omnibus or 3-in-1 omnibus that 7 Seas is putting out. That's the only manhwa I can think of off the top of my head. But Tokyopop actually had a few. Like Recast here, which I got, and then there's also Chrono Code, which was 2 volumes, I believe. I don't remember if the last one came out or if that was after they went under, but they were willing to pick up manhwa, and that's like an entire industry that's pretty much untapped for us. There's so much interesting series that could be brought over. I know if they are sticking to more Yuri and Yaoi stuff and trying to find that niche, there's is it called Tamen Degushi? I want to say there's a few series. Anything by like is it Retina? Oh no, I'm forgetting the name. Sultanis or something. I'm awful. I forget, but there's a few artists out there who have made a lot of interesting stuff that could really do well in the English market, I think. But I think a lot of companies are scared of picking stuff up outside of Japan. Not sure how it'll sell. And I think that would be one of the good things Tokyopop could do, is kind of bring more manhwa over if they wanted to. They did in the past, and it's something I hope they would continue doing with their return. I know this was kind of rambling and not too precise about stuff. It's just I just wanted to record some thoughts and opinions. This is no means meant to be like some definitive, this should be this is what I want. This is more just like a random rambling opinion video. I kind of wanted to do some of these just like talk about some thoughts as they come, kind of like go naturally, not scripted type things. Because I think stuff like that's always fun, and it's something that's missed out on a lot in various YouTube communities where everything's very scripted. And while that's great, and you can get a real good, like, thought out sense of what you want to say, I think sometimes it's good to just kind of have a conversation, even if it's just with yourself, because it kind of does come at a different kind of pace and different kind of mindset almost. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I'm not trying to say anything like fundamental with this video. I'm just saying Tokyopop's back. These are my thoughts on it. And maybe someone will agree, maybe someone won't. I'm opening dialogue. You can say whatever you want. But yeah, so if anyone else has thoughts about this and want to let me know, like, their thoughts on Tokyopop, please feel free to do so down in the comments, or send messages. I don't know, feel free. I'm surprised I haven't seen much talk of Tokyopop returning, or anyone really talking about any of their volumes, or I haven't seen any picked up, although I know maybe that's because people still don't like the company and want to blacklist them, or who knows. But I'd be really interested in other people's opinions on their return, and what sort of stuff they would like to see out of Tokyopop. But yeah, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to cut it off here. Sorry again about kind of the rambling and just the nature of this video. I hope it's interesting. I hope someone enjoys it, but I mean, if you don't, let me know, and I'll try to move into more structured stuff if I continue these videos. If you did enjoy this, I'll try to put out more just like random sit-down thought type videos for you. But yeah, it's an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Just trying to delve a bit farther into the community and different types of video making. So let me know what you think, and yeah, just thank you for watching, and have a great day and all that.